Hello, everybody, and welcome to the New Flame Sports Podcast. I'm your host, Andrew, and this week we have our first actual podcast. Last week, as you know, was the NFL special, where we only talked about the National Football League, but this time we're going to be talking about baseball, football, basketball, hockey, everything. So, let's get into it with the NBA. Kareem and Dino here as our NBA specialists. So, let's start asking some questions. Now, as we all know, the Clippers choked a 3-1 lead to the Nuggets. Very sad, but it was big loss for the Clippers. Clippers needed to win that game because then they would go to the conference finals and then have a good shot at winning because they are arguably a top 3 team in the league, from my perspective. But so guys, why do you think they lost that game? Was it because players weren't performing, or was it because the Nuggets just showed up big time? Kareem, if you want to go first, then we can go over to Dean.
Alright, so I think the biggest thing for that game yesterday was Kawhi Leonard and Paul George, the pretty much all-stars and playmakers for the Clippers, combined for 24 points. That's 12 points averaging. Leonard shot horribly, bad in the paint. Both of them just didn't come to play. Nuggets obviously make history, pulling off back-to-back comebacks from 3-1 in a series. Leonard converted 32% of his threes in the regular season, and he only hit 14 points. And plus, Paul George only had 10, and he was 2 of 11 from distance, 2 of 11 from 3. That's almost 10%. The Clippers only scored 33 points in the second half, which is horrendous.
Oh, yeah, that's really bad.
Yeah, the Nuggets, Jamal Murray, Jokic, they got some chemistry there. They've also got Gary Harris. They've got a bunch of players. They have a really good team. I did want to see the Clippers go for it. I wanted to see the Battle of LA because I just thought
that would have been
really
a good
cool.
series to watch. I think I probably would have watched some of it. I'm not a huge NBA fan, but
yeah,
I probably would have watched some of it.
You could tell, watching that game, how tired they were in the fourth quarter. They missed their first 11 shots of the fourth quarter. They had a 76 offensive rating. They were title contender, and they only had 76, which, from my point of view, you just got to do better if you're trying to win a championship. That's pretty much all I got to say. They did lose 104-89. It was quite a surprising game. I think everybody was shocked to see how much the Clippers lost by. It was horrendous. It was over 15, or what was it, 18, something like that. I think that's going to be it for what I think about that game, but I think we should head over to Dean now. Okay, you said it perfectly. The Clippers blew the 3-1 lead to the Nuggets. It was not even a close game. Again, Paul George had a nightmare shooting game, and Kawhi Leonard just didn't come to play. The final score being 104-89 just shows that Denver really has heart in what they do over there in the bubble. The Clippers definitely got a little too cocky, blowing a 3-1 lead, and then the Jazz also blew that 3-1 lead. Also, just wanted to say the Clippers were the favorites to win it all before, when it was 3-1, because no one thought that the Clippers would blow a 3-1 lead, especially when they have Doc Rivers, Paul George, Kawhi Leonard.
But from what I've heard was that people are not really blaming Doc Rivers because obviously Doc Rivers is a legendary coach, and it's all on the players on that one. I did hear somewhere that there was poor clock management by Doc Rivers, but I'm not too sure about that.
Well, that was the thing. It was a very interesting series. It wasn't like, okay, the Clippers went up 2-0 and then the Nuggets won. It was 1-1, and it looked like it was going to be an interesting series, and then the Clippers go up 3-1. It's like,
they were going to win this series. There's just no shot.
There goes that.
But, all right. So, Clippers, choked in the playoffs. But so now the conference finals are both set with the the Nuggets and the Lakers in the West, and in the East we have the Heat and the Boston Celtics, who had Game 1 last night, or 2 nights ago maybe.
2 nights ago.
2 nights ago, the Celtics lost by 2, I believe. Bam Adebayo had a nice block with like 2 seconds left in overtime. Couple seconds left.
It was 10, I think, because he got fouled at the other end, and he made one of those free throws. And Tatum, so I want to talk about that last play that was ran. So Marcus Smart on the inbound, across court to Tatum on the 3-point line, on the curve in the 3-point line.
Yeah.
So basically, Smart overthrew it a bit much, but I think that was the only way he could have thrown it, or else, because Tatum was double teamed. So Tatum, he goes up, he gets it and falls. He comes back up and just kind of fires it, and from where they're showing it, when you're watching the game on TV, it looks like it has a really good chance to go in. But I think that it wasn't the best play they were looking for, just with the way it happened. I think it was a good thought, but I don't think the way it happened is what they thought was going to happen. I don't mean they thought it was going to go in. I mean the pass going all the way up, Tatum falling. And also, one thing to say, the commentator, I don't know if it was Van Gundy or Mark Jackson, I forgot who it was, or maybe someone else, but they said that, he got it off. I really wasn't sure if he got it off, because I didn't really watch the replays of it in slow motion. I kind of watched it there, and it looked like he totally did get it off. He didn't make it, but I was just saying, it didn't look like he got it off. So I was going to say that, so.
Alright, so he take a 1-0 series lead. Game 2 is tonight, I believe, on Thursday,
Yes.
September 16th? 17th, my bad. So, and then Game 1 of the Western Conference Finals is tomorrow, right? Or tonight?
I believe so. It would be tomorrow. And going no, I think it'd be in the weekend.
Here. I have it. I can.
Yeah. It might be tomorrow or Saturday.
No, I don't. Alright, but that's coming up soon. Games will be on TV because nationally.
No, it is tomorrow.
Alright, so it is tomorrow, Friday the 18th. So, hopping into hockey, we have the 2 conference finals between in the Stanley Cup playoffs between the Vegas Knights.
Yep, of course.
And who's the other team? I forgot.
I'm not really a hockey guy.
Yeah, I'm not the biggest hockey fan. I do watch when the Bruins play, because they were eliminated from the playoffs. Alright, so the Lightning and the New York Islanders play today at 8 p.m. Lightning have a 3-2 series lead. This could,
Is this elimination then?
It is elimination for the Islanders. If they do lose this game, they will be heading home, and the Tampa Bay Lightning will be in the NHL Finals, which the Lightning eliminated the playoffs, eliminated the Bruins from the playoffs. My favorite team, if I had to pick, would be the Bruins. So yeah, and then also we have the Dallas Stars winning against the Vegas Golden Knights, 4-1 in the series.
4-1 in the series.
They won 3-2 in the 5th game, 3-2 in overtime. So that's obviously a big win. I'm not, like I said, I don't watch a lot of hockey, but if I had to guess, if Tampa Bay wins, I would think that they would be the favorites. Tampa, throughout the entire playoffs, from what I've seen, they've just been overpowering almost every team they've played. So Tampa's pretty good. So heading into the NFL now, short little hockey segment for all you hockey fans, but into the NFL now, we have the Week 1 recap with the Chiefs and Texans on Thursday night last week. The score made it look a lot closer. The Texans scored 2 touchdowns in garbage time.
Everybody said. Yeah,
so Clyde Edwards-Helaire looked really good. He had 130 plus yards, a touchdown. Mahomes, is Mahomes. He did really well.
Deshaun Watson though still got me my fantasy points.
Yeah. But so week, heading into the bulk of the games, we had the Seahawks beat the Falcons 38-25. Bills over the Jets 27-17. I'm surprised that the Bills did not win by more.
Yeah,
Because you're playing the Jets, you have to when you play the Jets and it's within 10 points, when you're that high of a caliber of a team as the Bills, you have to beat them by 20 plus. Maybe not 20, but 14 plus. Yeah, and Jamal Adams. The Bears and Lions. One thing I do want to say about the Lions game was that DeAndre Swift dropped the game-winning touchdown. That's got to be so heartbreaking for him. He's a rookie. He was drafted in the first or second round of the draft. They were looking at him to be the number 1 running back soon. But Mitch Trubisky, had to put in a good performance with 3 touchdowns. All of these scores, by the way, are on the ESPN app and website. That is what I am using them for. Links to the website will be in the description of this video. The Packers beat the Vikings 43-34. No defense was played. Minnesota's defense got me -4 points in fantasy. I was pretty upset, but I did win, though. So,
Well, so Xavier Rhodes is out, right?
Xavier Rhodes and Everson Griffin. So, that actually made a lot of sense.
Is he still with them?
Who?
Is Harrison Smith still with them?
Yeah, they still have Harrison Smith and Anthony Barr. But,
tonight's gonna be a really exciting game for
them. We got the 2 Browns fans here.
Oh yeah, Burrow versus Mayfield's gonna be fun.
The Bengals are winning that game. Alright, but now my favorite team, the Miami Dolphins, lost to the New England Patriots 21-11. It could have been a lot closer, but the referees kind of missed a pass interference call with a minute left on one of the Patriots safeties or cornerbacks on Mike Gesicki. Guy saw the ball was coming to Gesicki, pushed him out of the way, and it was just a missed call. I mean, I don't think the Dolphins. I was watching that game. Fitzpatrick did not look good. He had 3 interceptions. But I don't think we would have won the game, even if it was called. It would have been a lot closer. It would have been within 3. But Cam Newton did look really good.
He did look really good.
Yeah. So, now we have the Washington football team over the Philadelphia Eagles. The football team, the comeback. Can we say Dwayne Haskins for MVP? Can we say it?
No, unfortunately I can't.
No. Alright, but Chase Young, his first career sack was a strip sack. That had to feel really good for him. Yeah, he had to be just ecstatic last Sunday. Raiders won a close one over the Panthers, 34-30. Robbie Anderson had that big 75-yard touchdown for the Panthers. Henry Ruggs, who was the Raiders' first pick this year, he had a big 49-yard catch down to the 1, which set up Josh Jacobs early on in the game. Josh Jacobs just ran all over that Panthers defense.
Oh, he did so good.
So then we have the Jaguars, widely considered as the worst team in the league, beating the Philip Rivers-led Colts 27. Now, this may sound hard for you, Cream and Dean, but we had the Ravens demolish the Browns 38-6. That was the biggest blowout of the week by far, 32 points.
The defense was horrible.
Yeah. Lamar Jackson, just back to his MVP-like self. Mark Andrews with a nice diving one-handed catch in the back of the end zone. He had 2 touchdowns.
That wasn't actually a good throw.
It wasn't a great throw, but it was a great catch.
It was a great catch.
Yeah.
I'm not going to take that away from
the one note from that game, the Browns kicker Andy Seibert was released on Monday following the game. He missed, 4 field goals?
After those It's Austin Seibert.
Oh, Austin, my bad. Austin Seibert. Yeah, he missed 3 field goals and a PAT.
He had, Zane Gonzalez.
Yeah. The Trojans beat the Bengals 16-13. Randy Bullock, very unfortunately, missed the 31-yard field goal with a couple seconds left. That probably would have sent the game to overtime. Some could say that he blew the game for Joe Burrow's first career start, but you can be the judge of that.
Joe Burrow had that touchdown, that scramble.
Yeah, that 23-yard touchdown. And the Buccaneers with the Tom Brady Tom Brady, Rob Gronkowski, Leonard Fournette, who did not play a whole lot for the Bucks because obviously they
Tom
just
Brady
signed him
threw
that
2 picks,
Tuesday.
don't forget that.
Oh yeah, Brady threw 2 picks. Not a great performance by him. So Saints looked good. Michael Thomas did get injured, so maybe that plays into a factor next week. Maybe they won't target him as much. He won't play as much, or maybe he just won't play at all. Then we had probably one of the more bigger upsets. We had the Cardinals win the 49ers 24-20. They went 49ers.
The Cardinals somehow keep beating the 49ers.
Yeah.
Kyler Murray looks really good.
Yeah,
DeAndre
Hopkins had a touchdown, I believe.
Career high 14 catches for 151 yards in his new team.
Yeah, team debut.
That was a steal.
David Johnson did get that touchdown, but like that's really it. David Johnson did really nothing.
Not much from him.
Not much. So the 49ers lost. Now we have the Cowboys lost to the Rams 20-17 in the Rams' new stadium, SoFi. It's a really beautiful stadium, I might add.
Yeah.
So that was Sunday night. Obviously a big game.
Zeke had a pretty good game.
Malcolm Brown had 2 touchdowns, I believe.
Robert Woods had a pretty good game.
Yeah, he had over 100 yards. Jared Goff, he did throw an interception. The Steelers 26 over the Giants 16. Steelers fans have to be so happy they got Big Ben back this year.
Yeah.
Juju Smith-Schuster had 2 touchdowns. He had a cute little celebration where he's sat in front of the pylon camera. That was a good time.
Did you see Saquon in that game,
though? Oh yeah, Saquon Barkley, man.
That was horrible.
Yeah, he just got swallowed by that Pittsburgh defense.
He had 15 rushing yards, but he did have some.
He did have that one 30 or 40 yard catch in the first or second quarter.
Yeah.
So that's really.
Let's wrap up
Big
NFL
Ben.
now.
Yeah. Week 1, we're gonna go over week 2 here and give who we think is gonna win. Then
Well,
we had
Titans Broncos.
Titans Broncos. Steven Gostkowski. I mean, man, it is the Patriot way. You do. Really bad for the first 3 quarters, and then you show up with a minute left. So, that's just how the Patriots go. He obviously came from the Patriots, signed with the Titans, but Titans need, if they're going to win the division and they want to be competitive, they're going to have to, beat the teams like the Broncos by a lot. You can't have these close games, or else you're just going to get obliterated in the playoffs.
Yeah.
So now into week 2, which kicks off tonight with the Bengals at the Browns. Both teams are 0-1. Joe Burrow versus Baker Mayfield. So Cleveland is favored to win by 6 points. I believe that the Bengals are going to win this game. I think Joe Burrow has big night, 2 TDs. Very sorry, Kareem Dean, but that's.
I don't know, man. Put him against that D line, he could have some problems.
Yeah,
Myles Garrett.
Yeah, Myles Garrett. But
he didn't even look good in the last game, though. Myles Garrett played good he had a
he had a sack, did he not?
Or script. It's not like he played bad, just the team.
Yeah,
they just didn't have any chemistry.
Yeah. Yeah, but I saw a funny joke. It was somebody I believe tweeted out. It was after the game. Who's gonna be the coach next year for the Cleveland Browns? Because they just love to fire coaches now.
Yeah, I still have high hopes for the new coaching staff as well as Andrew Barry. We got the smartest people.
Yeah, you guys have you have not street smart, but book smart people.
Yes,
but maybe not
Harvard,
necessarily
Stefanski and Andrew Barry both went to Harvard.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, but
Sunday to kick off the Sunday games at 1:00, we have Giants at Bears, Falcons at Cowboys.
Bears.
Yeah, Bears are gonna win that game. And I think the Falcons come out and beat the Cowboys. Cowboys start 0-2.
I can see that.
Yeah. Lions and Packers. Packers have to win this game. Yeah, they lost Week 17 to the Lions, but that's just not gonna happen again. Mason Crosby, I think, missed 3 field goals in that game. No, Week 17 game last year.
Yeah.
But Packers,
Yeah,
Jags, and Titans. Now, if Gardner Minshew can play like he did week 1, I think the Jags will have a very good chance of winning this game. But just the sheer talent on the Titans, there's just no way that they lose that game.
The defense,
Yeah.
Logan Ryan.
Yeah, Vikings at the
Logan
Colts.
Ryan isn't with them anymore.
Yeah, the Vikings at the Colts. If the Vikings want to stay up with the Packers in that NFC North, they have to beat these average to below average teams like the Colts. So that'll be a big game for them. Bills at Dolphins. I mean, Fitzpatrick did not look good last week. We might not have Devontae Parker. Jordan Howard got banged up a little bit last game. That's going to be a little rough. 49ers and Jets. 49ers, like the Vikings, they have to win this game. You have to... there's just so much talent on that team to not beat the Jets.
Not win.
Yeah, not win. Rams at Eagles, I have the Rams winning this game. Like I said when we talked about that Sunday night game, the Malcolm Brown looked really good. The Rams are out here showing Todd Gurley that they don't need him anymore. They also are saying to Devontae Freeman, who is still a free agent, by the way, that they don't need him either. So
and
expect
Damon Harrison, a free agent.
Oh yeah.
Devontae Freeman for Todd Gurley. Almost did like that because Falcons
Alright, we have the Broncos and the Steelers. Steelers should win this game. They need to get James Conner going. He got banged up in the second quarter of that Monday night game. But the Steelers win that game with ease, I say. Panthers and the Bucks. The Bucks are just too talented to lose that game. I mean, Teddy Bridgewater did look really good. The Panthers still have Christian McCaffrey. Obviously, they'll have him for a long time.
Oh, yep.
Yeah. Heading into the 4 o'clock games, we now have the Washington football team and the Arizona Cardinals. I think the Cardinals win this game. Obviously, DeAndre Hopkins had a big performance. Obviously that O-line is still a little bit shaky, and Chase Young could get in there a couple of times, but Arizona, I think, wins this game. We have the Chiefs and the Chargers. Chiefs, obviously, that is just, they are so much better. I know the Chargers won last week, but it was just a fluke play that a kicker should make 10 out of 10 times. It just got really unfortunate. I think I saw that Randy Bullock did something to his leg, so hopefully he recovers soon. Patriots and the Seahawks. Seahawks should win this. I think the Seahawks win this game. I would not be surprised if Bill Belichick and Cam Newton pull it out, though.
Yeah.
Now, that's the Sunday night game, so that will be nationally aired. So expect expect high scoring. That's going to be a high scoring game, I think. Both teams could score around 30 points. Now, Monday night we have the Saints and the Raiders. Saints won last week, so did the Raiders, but I think the Saints pull out a win here on Monday night. They might not have Michael Thomas, like we said, but that team, they still have Alvin Kamara and Emmanuel Sanders and Jared Cook, and that defense is still really good. So, now let's head into a fantasy football portion of the show, and let's talk about the top performers from last week.
Before we move on, can I please say something?
Oh, yes. If you guys want to add anything about NFL Week 2, please do so. Well, I look up who...
I have something to say, technically about Week 1 and Week 2.
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
I think I guess only Week 1, but when we were going through the games, we forgot to mention the Falcons. I'm not really sure if I didn't hear. Matt Ryan.
Oh, yeah, Matt Ryan.
He came to play.
Yeah, he might be on the top he might be on the top fantasy players of the week.
Yeah, 37 for 54, 450 yards. So yeah, that's all I have to say. Let's
Alright.
Yeah, I think we should move to
Alright, so fantasy football. Alright, so we had Matt Ryan, and let's start with the New York Yankees, who have really picked it up since that 5-15 dry spell that they had a couple weeks ago. They've won 6 straight in the past. in the past 2 games against the Blue Jays, they have scored a total of 33 runs to their
Blue Jays aren't even good.
7, I believe. But so obviously these are big games. The Rays now only have a 3-game lead because they lost to the Nationals yesterday. And so let's see. Let's go
What
to
are
the standings.
the Red Sox doing?
The Red Sox are in last place. They have 32
18
losses.
and 32.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So
Remember when they
but
lost to the Blue Jays?
oh
yeah.
but so the playoffs are coming here soon. Within a week and a half, we have. Let's go over the overall. Let's go by who will be making the playoffs if the season ended right now. We have the Rays and the Yankees. Oh, and if in case you don't know, the MLB have expanded playoffs this year, and for this year only, as of right now, where the top 2 finishers in each division make the playoffs automatically, and my bad, and then the two best third place winners or division. Then the teams with the 2 best records after them make the playoffs. So
wild card
as the wild card, and they so yeah. Right now we have the. Alright, so let's head over to these league standings. Alright, right now we have the White Sox, the Rays, the Oakland A's as your 3 division winners. So those 1, 2, 3. Then in 4, 5, 6. So these are the second place teams. We have the Yankees, the Twins, and the Houston Astros. Which cheaters. I will talk about that sooner rather than later. I will have a special guest on for early next week that we will probably talk about that. So, and then we have the Blue Jays and the Indians also. So, seeding, it goes White Sox, Rays, A's, Twins, Yankees, Blue Jays, Cleveland, Houston. Now,
my 2 favorite teams. Let's go. Blue Jays, Indians.
Alright. But on the outside looking in, we have Seattle, Baltimore, Detroit, and Kansas City, all within 3.5 games of Houston for that number 8 spot. Boston, the Red Sox, no way they make the playoffs. Texas, they should have traded Lance Lynn at the deadline. They did not, but I was really upset when the Yankees didn't try to trade for him. So, but that's that. The teams that really have a shot at making it as of right now would be the Detroit Tigers and the Baltimore Orioles, who a lot of people said had no shot at making the playoffs this year. But here they are within 2 games of 8th place. And the Seattle Mariners, who is another team that people are like, they're not going to do good. But Dylan Moore, obviously he's been a great surprise for him with 11 or 12 stolen bases now. Kyle Lewis has played really well. And Kyle Seager, the 2 Kyles on that team, are really good. They obviously traded Taijuan Walker to the Blue Jays. He has not done that great since he joined the Blue Jays, but Blue Jays are hoping he can get back on track. So, yeah, that's about it for the American League. Now into the National League, for the division winners, we have the Atlanta Braves, Chicago Cubs, and the Dodgers, who just clinched the playoffs last night. Not a first-place finish. The Cubs, the Braves, the Marlins, the Phillies, the Giants, and the Reds, all making the playoffs as of right now. However, the Brewers and the Rockies and the Mets, all within 2 games. So, that is that for the National League. And so, I am expecting to see something similar to this. I think the American League isn't going to change too much. The National League is where it could get interesting. With the Rockies and the Mets and the Brewers all looking on from the outside looking in. So, yeah, that is for MLB. One more note I would like to add is that the Yankees expect them to make a push for first place in that division because they just got back Aaron Judge, Gio Urshela, and Giancarlo Stanton all back from the IL. However, Gleyber Torres is going to miss probably the rest of the regular season. Could be back for the postseason with a quad injury. Yeah.
So Andrew, you obviously being a Yankees fan,
Uh-huh.
when the Yankees were 5-15, what was going through your head?
Oh man, that was not fun, man.
Were you like, this is over?
Yeah, we after that series with the Mets where we had like the 2 doubleheaders in 3 days, and we had swept the second doubleheader and we had won the game before. And I was like, all right, this is where we turn it around. And then after that, we played the Blue Jays and the Orioles, and it just things fell apart. I wasn't watching the games. It would be competitive until the 6th inning. And then just the other team would just go ham off of a bullpen. Adam Ottavino gave up 6 runs and without getting a single out against the Blue Jays one time. Chad Green did not look good. But Garrett Cole was not living up to those $324 million. He is starting to turn it around with a complete game against the Orioles, and he went 7 strong innings yesterday on Wednesday. But it wasn't fun, it wasn't entertaining, but now that we get everyone back and we're starting to win, we've won 6 in a row, that we should turn it around here and we should clinch the playoffs here soon.
Yeah, don't worry, I'm a Browns fan, I know what heartbreak is.
yeah, we're 0-17.
Get the best players in the league, have the best running back core, and still find a way to lose.
Yeah. Dean, you wanted to say something, right?
So, I have a question about how the playoffs are going to work this year.
Yeah, hit me.
So, with the 2 wild card games, is that for the whole week? Or is
so here's how it's going to work. So, let me just pull up an article here on ESPN. Link will be in the description for this exact article that I am reading. It is called it's called MLB's Expanded Playoffs Format for the 2020 Postseason, written on September 7th of...
They don't have a lot of pressure, but if they do lose Game 2, which would be huge for Miami for a momentum.
Oh yeah.
It would be really bad for the Celtics. Celtics, really young team. The whole starting lineup besides, they do got Kemba.
Yeah, Kemba Walker.
How long has Kemba been in the league? 6 years?
Yeah, something like that,
sure.
6, 7.
Alright. So they got, I think, one of the scariest players in Jason Tatum. Very intimidating to play against.
Yeah.
Obviously, Kemba needs to shoot better.
Yeah.
I do say that
the article is called MLB's Expanded Playoffs Format for the 2020 Postseason. It says, the first round matchups will follow a 1-versus-8, 2-versus-7 format and will be best-of-3 series, giving things a March Madness feel. This situation is ripe for some big upsets, as a top team could run into a couple of hot pitchers and have its season end very abruptly. After that, things will look a lot more familiar, with the Division Series best-of-5, followed by the League Championship Series and the World Series in the AL and NL Division Series. The winner of 1-versus-8 first-round matchup will face the winner of 4 and 5 series, and the 2 and 7 series will meet the winner of the 3 and 6 winner. The first round of wildcard series is scheduled for Tuesday, October 22nd, or September 29th, my bad, and will through Friday, October 2nd, for the first round. And then the extra inning rule with the runner on second base to start every extra inning will not be in effect for the playoffs. So, Dean, I hope that answered your questions and any questions you might have had at home with how that is going to work. We will see you all next week with a special guest. So yeah, that'll be it. If you like this video, hit the like button, share it with your friends and family, subscribe if you want to join the flame, and we will see you all next week. Bye.